I would like to welcome you all to the Scumbag era. That basically is just me saying that I'm gonna do what I want to do, play the games I want to play, which is what I've been doing this entire time. But I've always tried to make things enjoyable to an audience that doesn't exist, and I'm kind of done doing that. I like making these videos. I like editing these videos. I'm just gonna do this for me. So effectively, I'm not like worried about what YouTube considers like advertiser friendly because I'm not getting ads anyway, and I'll probably never be able to. So here's the deal: if you like what I do, leave a comment, subscribe, maybe share it with somebody else that you might think is good. If you don't like it, fuck it. Go ahead and tell me that you don't like what I'm doing. Yes, I'm not supposed to swear in the first minute, but I don't care. No ads, and that's kind of the plus side to this channel. I'm effectively wild westing it. I can do whatever I want. I hope you enjoy the show. Peace out. About to say, are you fucking serious? Okay. Last one for the night. It's already after midnight. Fantastic. We got 3 ninjas to find. And that's it. Because I was just kicking ass on floor 4. Oh my gosh, please let me either have the energy to get up tomorrow. No problem. Let me have just... Finally, there's one at the beginning of the stage. Hey, I see you. You're fine, man. Bye-bye now. I'm about to say, I'm stuck. Stop that. Oh, that's a straight shot. Oh, gosh. I'm pretty sure like I've made it kind of clear on multiple occasions that I'm dealing with like kidney failure, and I have considered before the prospect of TikTok being closed down, I toyed around with the idea of like making a vlog style thingy where I kind of chronicle what it's like to deal with kidney failure. And every time I think about it, I just keep thinking I don't want to do that. I don't not want to do it, but I feel the idea of doing anything is very difficult. And it's mostly because everything is being done by everyone. That's the only way I can word it. Everybody's doing everything. And I feel like we're at a point, and I guess you could say in our version of society, we're at a point where if there's a way to garner any sort of attention on the internet, people have figured it out already and are doing it. Like, just, that's it. If there's a way for someone to get people to listen to them, or oh, hey, I didn't see you, dog. That was just pure luck. Yeah, if there's a way for people to be heard in any way, shape, or form, like, people are gonna do it. It was like, I'm guilty of doing that, like, at this very moment. Because, like, everybody has a gaming channel. And let's be honest. The majority of people who have a gaming channel, I'd argue, aren't very good at running a gaming channel. Myself included. Myself included. Like, everybody isn't charismatic enough to, like, do this shit alone. And I do think that it really does come down to there's, like, a lot of people out there who are... They're doing what they think... They're doing what they've seen other people do. Okay, didn't. Yeah, whatever it is. I don't want to anymore. Just gonna assume he's not here. And like, it's just the idea of like doing a vlog style anything. It gives that same vibe of, yeah, who isn't doing that? Like that's it. Like just who isn't? Like, and it could get some kind of attention. Like the main reason I thought about doing it is because I didn't know anything about renal failure until I started dealing with it. I always knew that like with certain health conditions or whatever that dialysis or kidney failure was always on the table. Like I was aware of that. I will say that like one of the things that doctors, I guess I'll say, when they tell you that, hey, if you don't change this thing about like your lifestyle or your health habits or whatever, like you're gonna like end up having to deal with this thing. They rarely ever explain to you why. And I think that that's important in some capacity, because I think telling somebody, hey, if you don't stop smoking, your lungs are gonna fart. And I'm like, well, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but what I am saying is that telling someone their lungs are gonna fuck up is, yeah, that's useful. It's like, hey, we just wanted to give you a heads up that like your lungs could easily, not be on your side anymore. But like telling them why, I think is way more important. Oh, there we go. Oh shit! Okay, so yeah, like telling somebody like, hey, like because you smoke you're introducing this thing into your body, and this thing has a tendency to do this. We don't know why as far as science is concerned. All we know is like there's a high percentage chance that, yeah, bad stuff will happen if you continue to introduce these certain chemicals into your body. I didn't find him. Like, and so yeah, same basic principle when it comes to fuck me when it comes to like having to do dialysis or kidney failure. It's like, well, without them explaining, it's just not as, I won't say it's not as scary, but I will say it's not as the information isn't there. So you're not really you are aware that a thing might happen, but you don't understand how likely it is to happen, or why what you're doing, or why what's happening to your body is going to cause it to happen. And I feel if you give people that kind of information, it helps them a lot. I really didn't find him. Wow.
Piece of cake. Thank you.
Oh my god. Missed the fucking ninja. Nah, he was right there. Right there at the fucking end. Gotta play the whole goddamn stage again. I mean, you won't have to. Well, I'm talking, so fuck it. Here we are. That 20-minute goddamn episode when I could have been done. He picked a great place to hide. Well, that's a lie. He picked a terrible place to hide because that thing went down. That airship exploded. But yeah, so the idea of running or doing a blog where I talk about like, yeah, this is what it's like to do dialysis. I have a lot that I could say because dialysis is different for everybody. Like as for instance, like I found out during, well, not dialysis, but like kidney transplants. I found out during when you get a kidney transplant, they do not take your old kidneys out. They just don't. Like, they disconnect the old kidneys from the blood supply in your body, and what they then do is they just leave the old kidneys in. Just straight up, they're just in your body. And I don't remember if it's a matter of like, well, there's no reason. I think it was like, well, there's no real reason to take them out unless there's like unless they won't take them out unless there's a reason to take them out. And like the reason is like, well, like they're infected or something like that. And so it's like, so I was like, so what does your body just absorb the old kidneys? And I'm guessing that's not the case. I'm assuming they just, I would imagine without blood supply, like they kind of do. Like they do just wither into nothingness, which is kind of sad. Oh, it makes me sad. Your old kidneys are in there just not doing anything because they don't know what to do. Poor things. Not that they're doing shit for me now. Like I would, just because the way I like the prospect of my life going. I like the idea of like this bad thing is happening, and then like something miraculous happens, or you know, I'm like no longer having to deal with it. Like getting a kidney transplant. Oh my god, that hurt. Getting a kidney transplant would be awesome, but there's a lot that has to happen before I can get a kidney transplant, and it's genuinely just this long, drawn-out process. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's just a long, drawn-out process of like, you know, weight loss, blood sugar control, stuff like that. And it's like, well, you know, all these blood sugar control, like blood pressure control, basically anything that could cause your kidneys to fail again, or like cause the okay. So your kidneys fail. What the thing is, two of the most common things that can cause your kidneys to fail is high blood pressure and high blood sugar. With high blood pressure, what happens is the walls of the arteries leading to the kidneys get thicker to try to deal with the excess pressure, and it causes the blood flow to the kidneys to decrease. And when the kidneys get less blood flow, they just in their little kidney brains, they go, oh, we're not getting as much blood, so you know we don't need to work as hard now, and so the function drops, which isn't good for your body because that basically means that all the toxins and things, like all the excess fluid, all the toxins, all that shit is cycling through your blood now, which isn't good. Like doctors don't really do a good job of explaining much of any of this shit. And when I say doctors don't, I do mean doctors don't. I found out what I found out about dialysis and kidney failure the first time I did dialysis. I was in the hospital, and the tech that was doing everything, when I tell you like that, they were so eager. Go down. Oh, I can't. It has to be on a pole. Okay. They were so eager to tell me everything they knew. Like it was intriguing because they were excited to fucking like, oh no, so it works like this. And like I was asking them about like the fluid that comes out, and they was like, it's based in like they explained that, well, when it comes to like, you know, your kidneys or dialysis or whatever, it's like basically your pee is blood. It's like your kidneys clean the blood and it takes all the excess fluid and all the excess toxins out of the blood, and then what happens is simply it combines that with urea and it becomes urine and you pee it out. So with high blood pressure, like the kidneys simply are like, nah, we're not getting enough blood, so we're just going to decrease function, and that's it. Like just straight up, that's it. Like there he is. Like that's it. Like fuck me, dude. Your kidneys are just like, nah, man. Just you get the point. Like there's not enough happening for the kidneys to like keep coming to work. With blood sugar, like with diabetes, what ends up happening is, like, sugar builds up inside the arteries or the veins that lead to the kidneys, and it's effectively the same thing, except instead of the vein getting thicker, there's stuff inside, like slowing the blood flow or cutting off the blood flow to the kidneys, and so what ends up happening is the kidneys do the same thing. They're not getting enough blood flow, so they stop working, and again, you got toxins and excess fluid and all this other shit flowing through your body, and your body's like, hey, we're not gonna do, because no need to do. And then, yeah. And I found out that, like, yeah, your body can, like, stop responding to dialysis. Which means that, like, which is wild to me, because effectively dialysis is, like, really questionable. Because if, like, hemodialysis, if you have kidney function, which I did have some kidney function left, just not enough to matter. If you do have kidney function and you start hemodialysis, if you're on it long enough, I don't know how long enough is. If you're on it long enough, it will take the last bit of your kidney function. And I don't know if that's because, like, I learned that with oxygen, if you don't need it and you start to use it, effectively your lungs will stop working the way they're supposed to, because you're basically giving them more of the thing that they are. You get it? Like, their job is to, like, suck oxygen out of the air, but you're giving them more than they can handle, so they just stop working as well because they don't need to work as well. And so I'm assuming that's how it works with the hemodialysis. Is like, well, if we don't need to filter the stuff out, then we just aren't going to bother filtering it. But yeah, I found out that you can stop being, like, you can stop responding to dialysis. And I found out that if that happens, you got about a week. Like, you got about a week. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have, and it's going to be a slow, agonizing death. You're going to get fluid overloaded, which means that you're just going to have fluid like built up in your legs. And in fact, long story short for that is your body is efficient. The space within your body is very efficient. Once other stuff is in there, taking up the space that your heart needs to pump, that your kidneys, that your lungs need to inflate, you know, that your intestines need to swell with food or whatever. Once all that excess space is taken up, they can no longer do what they need to do. So if your lungs can't inflate, you can't breathe. And if you can't breathe, you're unconscious. And it doesn't matter if they intubate you or whatever, because there's nowhere for like the fluid to, like for the air to go. And even if you're able to get like air and breathe or whatever, the toxins in your blood are now traveling through all of your organs, and it's basically just like putting bad oil in a car. Like it doesn't, like, it ain't one of those situations where some is better than nothing. Like it's not. Learned all this shit in the past 2 years. 2 years, because I've been going through it. Like, and it's the education process is kind of fun because I like learning new stuff. But I'd rather learn this through somebody that I kind of don't like, or somebody that I barely enjoy. But like, because like having to be me sucks, and it having to be somebody I genuinely enjoy would also suck. But yeah, I chose not to make a blog or anything about it, because again, everybody who deals with this kind of shit, that's what they do. They do that. And so like, what would I be adding other than like, well, here's my take on it? And it's like, yeah, whatever. Get out.